Hi everyone, welcome back to one of the vlogs here on my channel called Sign of Horses. My name is Signe and today I was thinking of doing a story time because the weather outside is pretty dismal. I was hoping to film this outside, somewhere with the horses, sipping a cup of coffee, but I've run out of coffee and the weather is horrible, so I'm sticking to the inside. The light through the window is nice, but believe me, it's grey and raining and windy and grey. Yeah. Welcome to December in the Netherlands. Anyway, today is about story time and I thought I'd share a story with you. So make yourself a cup of coffee or a hot chocolate and sit back and enjoy the vlog. This summer, BLIZZ and I were part of a theatre, open air theatre play called Redbad, and I think I made a vlog on it. Not sure, probably did, and I'll link it up above, of course. We had a brilliant time, and one of the behind the scenes help grooms for the horses was a good friend of mine, and she is a pyrograph. I have so much trouble with that word. She pyrographs drawings into materials like wood, but also horns, like drinking horns, Viking drinking horns. And I gave her my old horn to, well, work her magic on, and she did. It was at one of these, I think it was one of the rehearsals that she handed back the horn that she made, and it was exquisite and stunningly beautiful. I'll putting up pictures here. I left a space right here to show you all the pictures that I'm talking about and pictures I have. I think it was at one of the rehearsals she handed me back the horn that she had pyrographed for me, and it's beautiful and stunning, and she had one that she made for herself as well, and we wear them as you do on your belt, because one of the scenes in the Redbad was also we're acting out like we're having a party and celebrating, so we would ride by and clink our horns together, and feast of us just water in it, unfortunately, but hey, that's what you do when you're acting. So you had it hanging on our belts, and BLIZZ is pretty much laid back, so he's dozing behind the scenes, nodding off, and all of a sudden I was standing next to him and he just turned on. All of a sudden he was like snorting and going like that, you know, like horses do. And I was, what's wrong? Why are you all of a sudden scared? I mean, we've had smoke machines, light, loud noises, fight scenes, weapons, other horses reacting to each other. And here he was just standing there and all of a sudden giving snorts. And I couldn't understand why, until my friend said, I think he smells the drinking horn. Why? It's made out of hair, so to speak, so it smells like burned hair, like singed hair. And I really had to hold up the horn right up to my nose and take a deep sniff to get that scent. But that was what BLIZZ was smelling, so I let him smell the horn, and every time he stuck out his nose I clicked and gave him a treat. And we did that several times. Good boy, click, treat. And then he started touching the horn, saying, okay, I recognize this smell as being okay. That was my intention of that whole ritual, of having him be okay with the smell of the horn. So we did our play, we did rehearsal, we finished the rehearsal, came back next week, did the play. I don't know if it was, but another time behind the scenes, somewhere during the play or during the rehearsal, he was standing there, and Berber was standing there, the friend that does the biography, and Blizzard was standing next to her, and all of a sudden Blizzard went boop, booping the horn, just out of nothing. It was like boop. because he remembered the smell, and the smell meant getting a treat, and he knows I need to touch the horn to get a treat. So yes, we gave him a treat. And this was such an eye-opening moment for me, because I never stopped to think about how good the scent of a horse is. I know dogs are very good at smelling stuff, and it's just never occurred to me that horses might be worse or better at smelling things than us humans. You know, I got this book, The Calming Signals of the Horse, and in it is a chapter about tracking games, and I'll read from it because it's very scientific stuff and I hate to get it wrong. Horses have an extraordinarily good sense of smell. The horse's nasal mucosa is on average 20 square centimeters in size, and it contains about 80 million olfactory cells. To compare it with, a human being has about 10 square centimeters of nasal mucosa and 5 million olfactory cells. So about half the size and just a fraction of those olfactory cells. If you compare it with dogs, that is just mind-boggling, because they have 150 square centimeters of nasal mucosa and 220 million olfactory cells. So horses can't smell near as good as dogs, and we humans can't even fathom how good dogs can smell. As far as I know, we hardly ever use smell in training, not consciously, at least I haven't. We don't do any smelling games with our horses. I've noticed different things about BLIZZ that are smell related. He gets this little herbal stuff, he gets a little bit of this herbal powder in his food, which smells very, very strong. I mean, we humans can definitely smell that. When somebody else is using it, I always saying that oh, you're using Finecto, I can smell it. It's very distinct smell, so it's no trouble for us horses to smell. But when I prepare his food, I do it inside the barn, and BLIZZ is outside of the barn. And sometimes he sees me arrive, but sometimes he doesn't. So I sneak into the barn and I make his food, and then I go get him. And I swear to you, I haven't spoken a word. The noises aren't that clear. I mean, there's noises around the barn all day, so there's no other sensory distinction that he could pick up and know I'm there. But he's waiting for me at the gate, and I swear, and I know for certain now, after these two experiences, reading the book and having it with the drinking horn, I know that he smells the Finecto outside, like just a whiff of it. It's amazing. So I'm going to see if I can figure out ways to add it to our training. It also explains why horses are so pocket orientated. Whether you have treats in them or not, the smell lingers with the pockets. I don't mind my pocket smelling of treats, or horses noticing I have treats in my pocket, just as long as they don't start chewing on it. So that's another thing that I learn, is to, they are allowed to boop it and tell me that I have treats in my pockets. Thank you for telling me. But I won't allow them to get them out of my pocket themselves. They have to, you know, work for it, or wait, or express themselves, and then they get a treat. I'm not stingy on the treat either. Sometimes they just get a treat for, you know, for nothing. If they boop the pocket and turn away, that's a great moment to give them a treat and say, well, you sensed the treat, you got the treat scent, well done. So I'm challenging myself to find new ways to incorporate the brilliant sense of smell that horses have into the ways that I train with them. Don't know how yet, but I'll keep you posted in my vlogs right here on this channel. The vlog family is growing. The inner Viking side of horses family is growing. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. Can't believe it, 1,000. That's like 1.5 airplanes full of people. I don't know. I don't know how many people go in an airplane. It's a lot of people. I know there are channels with like millions of subscribers. I'm just over the moon with 1,000 dedicated fans. That's you guys. So thank you. Thank you for subscribing. And of course telling all your friends to subscribe. I know you've been doing that, otherwise we wouldn't have gotten to 1,000. Mostly I would like to thank you all for releasing your inner Viking on a daily basis. I can feel the Vikingness in the world growing. Let me know if you like these storytime vlogs. So I can tape these at home, have a little chat, and maybe one day I'll feel confident enough to do a live stream and chat with you all live and figure out how this premiere thing works on YouTube. It's a world of explorations. If I'm not learning about horses, which I have been doing for like 25 years or something, then I'm learning about life in general. It doesn't matter how old you get, there's always new stuff to learn, and that is what really Storytime Viking is all about. To go to areas you haven't explored before. Yeah. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Don't forget to release your inner Viking, and a big kiss from me and the horses. Boop. So, to make a long story short, but hey, it's a storytime vlog, so I can talk for as long as I want to. It's my vlog, and I can talk. Okay, stop it. Seriously.